Well, our next guest traded jabs on Twitter with Debra Messing over her attempt to out supporters. She even accused him of, quote, bullying. Joining me now is the new Spiritual Revival Center pastor, Darrell Scott. Pastor Scott, great to see you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me on.
They are the ones creating McCarthy-like blacklists, and you're the bully. I don't get it.
Well, they're trying to switch because once Whoopi Goldberg came and told the truth. Hats off to Whoopi for telling the truth.
Yeah.
Once she came at Debra Messing wants to turn and try to flip the script and play the victim. But you know what this reminds me of? In 1958, the Supreme Court had a case, the NAACP versus Alabama. In that case, the Attorney General of Alabama, who was a racist, he went on to be their governor, he wanted the NAACP to turn over their list of supporters and members and donors because he said their participation in the NAACP was hurting their state, much the same way that these liberals are trying to say that Trump supporters are hating the country. And the Supreme Court ruled against them because they wanted the names so they could ostracize, they could threaten, they could intimidate, they could harass them to prevent them from supporting the NAACP. And the liberals want to harass and vex and intimidate and ostracize and ruin the lives of people who have different political affiliations than them. They're the bullies, and when someone stands up to a bully, the bully backs down and tries to play the victim.
Yeah, well, and you know, I hate to use psychobabble, but there's this term called projection where you project on others some attitudes that you have yourself. That's what's going on here. You know, they're the ones that are projecting blacklisting on other people when they're the ones who are doing it. They're the ones who are projecting racism when they're the ones that are bringing race out. I mean, there's so much projection going on. They're revealing, a lot of these liberals are revealing a lot about their insides rather than others.
They're the party or the people of hate. They hate anyone that does not embrace their ideologies. They hate anyone that does not support their political leanings. And it's obvious that everything that they're trying to protect on someone else, they're the ones that possess it. There are a number of decent, hard-working, conservative Hollywood actors and actresses that are afraid to engage in public political discourse and voice their political opinions simply because they will be targeted, they will be bullied, harassed, threatened, intimidated. They could lose their livelihood, won't be able to make a living simply because they are conservative and they are Donald Trump supporters.
Well, and Pastor,
I know this all the time.
Forgive me, I know it's happened already. I know some people out in Hollywood, some conservative directors, conservative writers who cannot get jobs because it got out that they were not sympathetic to the far left policies. Just not that they were Trump supporters per se, but just the fact that they were against the far left, whether it's Bernie Sanders or whatever, that was enough to ostracize them. So it's already happening.
It is, and it's just like racism. The Democratic Party is returning to its old racist roots. They're just using racism in another form. They're discriminating and segregating and vilifying those that don't think the way they think, that don't have the same mindset that they have, and it's horrible. It's horrible that they want to harass people that are eating in restaurants or show up on people's lawns.
Well, remember who started that, Pastor?
Mentality.
The person who suggested that you go out and harass people in restaurants was a member of Congress, Maxine Waters. She was the one that advised people at rallies to go out and harass people, and yet they continue to say it's the right wing that's doing the harassing.
And you don't see that. All you see is the left attempting to intimidate, harass, and vex the right. But you know what happens? These people are bullies, like Debra Messing. She wants to go out. She tried to start that argument. She tried to get support, and when it backfired on her, now she's trying to play like she's the victim. She's not a victim here. She had reason. She's trying to act like, well, all I wanted to know was who was there. It's a matter of public record. Well, if it's a matter of public record, then check the public record. Don't sit on there and try to make a tweet about it and ask Trump. You know why you wanted it. You wanted to intimidate and target people so that you could lead protests against them or encourage protests against them. And it's not working this time. I tell you what, my name is on the list. Put me on the list. I'll be there.
Good for you. You're a stand-up guy.
If you got a problem with it, then hey, that's between you and God.
I'm getting a message that we got to break, but I have to ask you a final question. You're a pastor. You're a pastor of the Lord. As a pastor, you're supposed to pray for people that you like and people you don't like as well. Do you do that? Do you pray for somebody like Messing?
Yeah, the Bible says, pray for those that despitefully use you. But Jesus, in the 17th chapter of the book of John, he said, I don't pray for the world. I pray for the ones, Father, that you sent me out of this world. So I pray for the people of God. I pray for the Christians that are suffering persecution and being oppressed. And for those that are endeavoring to incite evil, I pray, all right, I pray that God's justice prevail in their evil intent, over their evil intent.
Pastor Scott, great to see you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.